Hey everyone, this is a little video that I've been thinking about making for some time now. This is a little behind the scenes look as to how I actually edit together some of my toy reviews. So I've just been editing the Unicron review. I'm about to start editing the Optimus Prime / Optimus Primal one, and I thought I'd take you all along the ride. So for a start, this is Shotcut. This is the editing software I use. I don't use anything fancy like the Adobe Suite or any other one that you can possibly name off the top of your head. I use Shotcut, and I do highly recommend it to creators who are just starting out, who are looking for a free and easy to use program that you can download straight from the web. It's a very simple layout. You can change it to your own accord. This is my preferred setup. I've got my playlist of footage here. I've got my timeline on the bottom. I've got my viewfinder. I've got my audio levels here, and then this along the right hand side is my just my progress bar as to what my export is. And I realise that you can't see my mouse for all of this, but never mind. I have the snap toggle on. That just helps arrange clips a lot better. So yeah, this is my setup. So let's begin popping this together, and you'll be able to actually see some like behind the scenes B-roll per se. Some parts of the recordings that don't make it into the cuts. So I'm just going to take you through me just slapping this thing together as I normally would. So I'll be going back and forth, re-listening to bits over and over, just trying to get it right. And here we go. You can see there's a decent amount of setup to do. And also, if you're interested, the tech that I use to record, I've got a Lumix G2 camera and I've got a Rode mic, and that's just my recording equipment. So I'm going to use the I button to make that the start clip. I'm going to right click, remove that empty space, and just put that at the beginning.
Bonjour people, welcome back to another review. This time we are actually looking at, believe it or not, Transformers Cybertron Optimus Prime. Now you may be thinking, that's not Optimus Prime. He's a big fire engine, and he's a leader class figure. The hell is this? This is Optimus Primal, isn't it? Well,
I'm just going to shorten out that bit a bit. I'm going to use S to make my cuts. I'm going to select that, and then I'm going to press X just to delete it. You can also tell I don't script these reviews anymore. I used to, but it's just not my style.
he's a leader class figure. The hell is this? This is Optimus Primal, isn't it? Well, technically, in a way, yes, you're right. But also, you're wrong. This is Optimus Prime. This is what the packaging describes him as. And specifically, it's Jungle Planet Optimus Prime, I believe. Look, this guy...
Here's a handy little editing tip. You want to be keeping your sound level around about the -5-ish area. Therefore, you won't blow your ears. It won't be too loud. Keep the bar green, only go into yellow if possible. Try not to ever go into red.
Never actually appeared like this in the cartoon itself. This is a toy line exclusive thing. I don't know the whole idea behind it, but if I had to hazard a guess, in the cartoon they visit the jungle planet. In S.
So there's a big gap here that I'm going to cut out. And let's start it again there.
Because logic. In essence, he's not Optimus Prime. In essence, he's not Optimus.
So I messed that up. So we want it to be starting it there.
Optimus Primal because logic. In essence, he's not Optimus Primal. Big gorilla Cybertron robot.
I break it a little bit there. I break my composure. So let's cut that bit out.
Proportionally, he. Proportionally, he's a...
Is there any more I can cut off that? If we just...
robot. Proportionally, he's a little bit weird. I've lost the board and the accompanying missile.
And I'm thinking now I should maybe find a picture of said board and pop it on. So it's my bravery recording. We'll find out. Alright. What we're going to do now is we're going to add another video track.
Chest and his abs and his pecs and everything. This guy did originally come with a surfboard.
And I'm going to insert that there. And I'm going to add a fade in and I'm going to add a fade out just by dragging like that. I'm going to go to filter and then I'm just going to adjust the opacity instead of fade with black. So it comes in nice and naturally.
Board / hoverboard sort of thing that you could plug his jungle cyber key into, and it would make a section of said board pop out and reveal a missile launcher. I've not had that for years. He used to have it and it went missing.
I feel like I can do something else with that as well.
Hoverboard.
I'm going to extend it a little bit and then I'm going to do some keyframes. So I'm going to go back to the beginning. I'm going to add a new filter. I'm going to select size, position and rotate, and then I'm going to click on the stopwatch, and then I'm going to go all the way to the end so I can figure out what I want my end size to be. And let's say we're going to make it go out all to the edge, and then I'm going to backtrack and I'm just going to watch how that plays out.
/ hoverboard sort of thing that you could plug his jungle cyber key into, and it would make a section of
so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have that there. I'm going to make it focus in more on the board. Then I'm going to actually delete that last keyframe. I'm going to come back to this one. I'm going to make it zoom in a bit more. I'm going to drag it over just so it's way more in focus because I'm talking about it. Then I'm going to drag that keyframe right to the end, and let's see how that looks.
/ hoverboard sort of thing that you could plug his jungle cyber key into, and it would make a section of said board pop out.
That'll do.
I don't know what I'm saying, guys. I don't know what I'm saying. This is the second review I've done today. Just leave me alone.
Outtake.
Let's start. Flip these bits.
Outtake. Right. Let me just cut that there.
We'll get on to transforming him, and it's a.
Then we're going to cut it there, and then I'm just going to delete that out.
We'll get on to transforming him. Let's start. Flip these bits out. They are going to become his robot mode feet. The whole idea behind this is it's flipping him the other way round in a way.
Cut out that massive bit of silence.
The whole idea behind this is it's flipping him the other way round in a way. So these are his legs, these are his arms. You want to give him his face by ripping him off. That was a crap reference.
Now, can I cut around that? Because that is a flub.
Arms. You want to his arms.
Let me just cut that there.
You want to give him his face by ripping him off. His face.
Let's experiment for a second. Because I was trying to make a Revenge of the Fallen joke, and obviously it didn't work.
Arms. His face by ripping him off. That was a crap reference. I'm so sorry. But tear off his face. But tear off his face, fold that up, and pop that back.
I'm trying to think in my head if I can detach the audio and lay it over.
His face, but tear off his face.
What if we now detach the audio from that? I'm going to mute that one, so we're going to go back to our filters, and we're going to mute it.
These are his arms, but tear off his face. Fold that up and pop that back.
And I'm going to detach the audio from that.
But tear off his face, fold that up, and pop that back.
Right, so we can salvage it. Very lucky. That means getting rid of that bit.
Come to his underside. A chance every now and again that this hinge can get jammed.
Now, my camera actually cut out here. My memory got too full, so I had to delete some stuff from the memory card. So let's put the second bit of footage in, and let's find out where I restarted from. Wow, there's a lighting change, though. Yeah, it does come back. It's a spotty day for weather.
What kind of makes this guy frustrating every now and then? What kind of makes this guy frustrating, in essence, is...
So where do I start? Unfortunately, the light has fixed itself by this point, so that's good.
A chance every now and again that this... What used to make this... Made this out? What made... Fold that bit out.
Okay, cut that there, get rid of that.
That bit out. What kind of makes this guy frustrating?
Perfect.
As you...
So there's a big fluff here.
As you... Fold it like that, and
This is just me trying to figure out the best way to do it.
you're going to bring these bits down. As you...
So I want to be keeping this bit of dialogue.
As back,
I'm going to cut that bit out.
back, as you...
Then, how do I get around this? I'm going to start it there. Oh, but we want to be keeping that dialogue, don't we? So let's cut there. And then restart it there.
He's got a bit of a hump on him. He's got a... Whoosh. No, I'm not going to make that joke.
Shall we? Yeah, do I keep that? Do I get rid of that?
Yeah. He's got back kibble. Back. He's got a bit of a hump on him.
Let's cut it out.
He's got a... Whoosh. He's got back kibble. Let's just put it like that. It's the shell of the...
Start it there. That's one for the outtakes, folks.
Hump on him. He's got back kibble. Let's just put it like that. It's the shell of the gorilla. I don't know what the new like.
Do I even need to keep that bit? I wonder, because I talked about the hump.
From the back, he's got a bit of a hump on him. Let's just put it like that. It's the shell of the gorilla. Let's just put it like that. It's the hump on him. That is the shell of...
I'm going to zoom in a bit so I can get more delicate editing. Start it there.
He's got a bit of a hump on him. It's the shell of the gorilla.
That works.
And I love him. I love him, I love him, I love him.
There's a big gap here. I can tell via the audio. So let's cut there, roughly.
We're going to show off some other Optimus Primes. Here he is.
Okay.
Love him, I love him. For a size comparison, brother from another mother.
Oh my god. I think I'm going to keep that in. I don't think I can excuse it. So then
Here he is.
I start talking there.
Here he is next to Voyager class Invasion Mode Optimus Prime from Age of Extinction, so you can see how well they look against one another. Two amazing figures.
Cut.
And here he is next to my, albeit incomplete, Revenge of the Fallen Optimus leader class. And yeah, again.
Sorry, I got distracted then by a phone notification. Looks like I begin talking again there.
Figures. And here he is next to my, albeit incomplete, Revenge of the Fallen Optimus leader class. See you all later.
And cut there. And now I've got my outro music synced up to where I want it to kick in. You'll notice that with the outro, I have a very specific beat happen upon the cut of the final shot. So this section here is the music that plays over this end card where all of the links naturally pop up when I'm uploading it to YouTube. So I want to be dragging that on. I'm going to now detach the audio, and I'm going to extend that bit out because you'll realise there's always a fade in, and it naturally fades in of its own accord, this track. I'm going to go to filters, and then I'm going to add a volume control, and I'm actually going to take it down a good, let's say 12 decibels.
If you haven't already, and please share this video around to help out the channel. And until the next time, see you all later.
Because if I didn't turn the volume down, then it would blow your ears out. And that is the skeleton of the review, and that's basically all I'm going to be doing in Shotcut. The next step to the process will be making the thumbnail in Paint.net, which is my substitute for Photoshop. So I'm going to go export, but I've got all of these presets here. For other projects I tend to select high profile H.264, but there is a YouTube option. It is basically identical to that one up there. But hey, it's meant to be for YouTube, so I select that, then I select export file. I've already got my folder open as to where I want this to go, so I'm just going to call it Cybertron Optimus Primal. Hit enter. And you can see on the far right, there is now a figure that keeps going up. It's at 2% exported. It's telling me it's going to take about 4 minutes to do. And that is the process of stitching this thing together on Shotcut. So we shall reconvene for the thumbnail creation. So here we are on Paint.net. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Image and Canvas size. A YouTube thumbnail is 1280 by 720. So I'm going to set the parameters. Now I've already got most of my pictures copied, so I'm going to open up my selection here and I'm going to select that one as my background. I want to keep the canvas size, and then I'm just going to rotate it into something like that. I am going to apply a blur because I don't want it quite in focus. It doesn't need to be. And then I'm going to add a new layer. I'm going to open up my clipboard again, and I'm going to select this one. And why it's quite like that, I'm not entirely sure. So let's get rid of you. Let's try. There we go, that's better. It's not done it entirely perfectly. There is some stuff missing, but it won't matter too much. I'm going to apply. I tried to remove the background via a program on Tinternet called, remove background. Just use whatever is available to you. I don't want to blur it that much, so I'm going to go Gaussian blur. Let's just do it so it's slightly out of focus, but still eligible. So, okay, that. I'm going to add another new layer, and then I'm going to select. See, it's done it again. Let's just copy it directly from the source and paste. That's better. I'm going to hold Shift and drag to keep the proper dimensions of him, and then I'm going to paste him just there, I think. Next, we want to be putting on an outline. It's usually, I usually do a colour that matches sort of the colour of the transformer itself. So for Optimus here, I'm thinking it wants to be more in the brown, like a browny orange. Something like that. I'm going to say OK, and then I'm going to repeat it. And that's what I usually do for figures. I'm going to add another new layer. I'm going to make sure my text is on white. Then I'm going to select text. And then I do believe it is a copper plate Gothic bold is my font I do for these. So Cybertron, let me quickly research what this guy is actually called. Yeah, see, he is an Optimus Prime, but he is a redeco of a Primal. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call him Cybertron Optimus Prime slash Primal. I'm going to centralize that. And then I'm going to make it not quite a 72. I'm going to make it 48. Well, 72. Maybe. Should I do that with it? I'm going to do that. I'm going to shrink it ever so slightly manually. Let's do it around about there. I'm going to go and put an outline on, but it is usually black in this case, so I want it to be something akin to that. Let's select OK, and then I am going to pop on something like that. I'm going to add another new layer. Then I'm going to basically repeat the process. Type review, I don't want it that big, so we're going to go 48. We're going to put it in the corner there. Then we are going to go outline. I'm going to set a thick enough black. And I never put a background filter on that. And there we go. That is the thumbnail for Optimus Prime. That simple. So thank you everybody so much for watching this. I hope you've got an insight into the creative process. I'm now going to go ahead and form up a thumbnail for Unicron. It'll be very simple. I just need to delete the text. I need to replace Optimus with the Unicron image. I'm going to keep that exact background because he is a Cybertron figure as well. And job should be a good one. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and share it around to help out the channel. And until the next time, see you all later.